methods, what is a Java method and how we are going to use, okay, and what type of Java methods we have in Java. Okay, there are a lot of confusion between that constructor and method. Okay, where we can where we can declare a Java methods in the class level, and what are the access modifier we can add it, and what are the method parameters we can pass it. Okay, what are the return types we can pass it, and the different flavors of method declaration today I'm going to explain. And then after I'll move to that, what is a constructor, so what is the use of constructor. Okay, and how many type of constructor we have in Java. Okay, what is the purpose of the constructor. Okay, so that I'll cover. Then after I can move to like a control statement. So control statement, which we already know, some of the languages it will be common, like if condition, if else loop, okay, if else condition, switch cases, okay, and for loop and while loops. Okay, so I'll gonna cover so in detail with some examples. Okay, so let's move on to the first topic is like Java methods. So what is a Java method? A Java method is a block of code that perform a specific task. It is a common definition, right? But so we need to see that what is a like a block of code. Okay, what is a block of code and how to represent the a method in Java. So that I will explain. So basically, here you can see there is a method syntax. Okay, there is a method syntax I give, and every method we have some kind of five parts. Okay, the first part come under public, so we call as a modifier. Okay, yesterday we discussed an access modifier. So yesterday I told you like there is a access modifier which we have public, private, protected, and default. So you can also place not only public here, you can place like private, you can declare a private method, you can declare a public method, you can also declare a protected method and default method as well. Okay, so that is the first parameter, access modifier. Okay, we can declare all the access modifier. So it part of the method signature. And second thing is method return type. Okay, method return type. So here the int is a primitive data type. Yesterday we discussed, right? The data types are how many data types? Primitive data types. Primitive data types are int. Okay, boolean, byte. Okay, float, double. Okay, long. So all the data types. So presently, so in this example, we added a return type as a int type. So you can also add a void, or void is does not return any value, and all the primitive data types. Which are primitive data type? You can add boolean as a return type of the method. You can add a float to the return type to the particular method. Okay, something like. So then after there is a method name. You followed by method name is addition. So current method name is addition, and we call as a so method name and followed by a bracket. Okay, so within the bracket, so we can right now it has like two parameters. We can call as the argument parameters. Okay, so that is a method name followed by a bracket, and there is a parameter one and parameter two. And also you see that parameter also having a type, int type, float type. Okay, that discussed later, no problem. And next, moving forward to this one, like moving to the method body. Okay, body of the method. Okay, so in the body of the method, what it is declare, right? So just to define that, declare a int sum variable. Okay, the sum is a variable and it is a int type, and sum equal to, so we use the assignment operator and operator plus, okay, and operator 2. So we are adding a two type of integer value, and we are storing into a result, and that we are returning to this method return type. We added a return type that which will return the value to who called this method. Okay, So this is the basic syntax of the method. Okay, everywhere, whenever any program, you have to identify. Okay, this is the method. Most of the people will confuse like difference between the method, constructor, and the block, something like. Okay, so don't forget about this syntax. So we have contained five parameters. The first parameter is a method access modifier, method return type, and method name. Okay, and method parameters, then followed by a method body. Okay, and you can see that there is a flower bracket, starting with the flower bracket and ending with the flower bracket of the method, which means this method scope will be here only. So you can, what are these method inside the things? Okay, method inside there is a logic. There are statement in Java point of view. There are three statement in which having this particular addition method. Okay, so let me read this method in a technically. So this is a method, addition method, which can perform, okay, which can take a two parameters. Okay, this is a public method. Okay, so addition is a public method and which takes two parameters and perform the action of some of the two parameters and it returns to the caller. Okay, it returns as a int type. That's all about this method. So how to technically read this one? So public addition is a method, okay, and which takes two parameter and do that operation of like addition operation, operate one and operand two. It store the result in a sum variable, and that sum variable which will return as a caller. So that is the way you need to remember. Okay, so that's all. So then you can see that why we require a yeah, let's go to the definition, we'll come back. Okay, now you can understand the definition. Okay, so a block of code, okay, a block of code that performs specific task. So here we have written a block of code. So what is mean by block here? So this is a block. So there is a block of code which returns and to do that some specific task. What is the specific task here? Adding a two number and result storing a sum variable and which can return. So that is the activity. That is the task. It has been derived. Okay. So the task is defined for the method. Method can do take the two parameters, add the sum, store the sum value, and returns to that. Okay. So that is the definition. You can clear about that. And method in Java, a set of instructions that can be called for execution by using the method name. So, so we created a method, but how do we call this method? So whenever you call this method, most of the time, so by method name. What is the method name? Method name is addition, and you can pass that type value. Okay, so these are the type. So this is the way you can call addition, and parameter one is 10 and parameter 2 is 20. And why I gave the only the integer value? Because this method is defined the first parameter type int, second parameter type also float. Suppose in case if you declare a second parameter, okay, second parameter is a float. Okay, second parameter is a float operand, operand 2. Let's suppose like this. So then we can pass here not only 20 dot some value, something like, okay. So 20 dot some decimal point. So this is the way we can achieve that calling. Okay. And also other definition also we have. Let me tell you that. Yeah. As I told you, like this method will take parameters, right? Yeah. So that is I covered. So then after, so why methods are required in Java? Okay, so why methods are required in Java? So basically, the first point is make a reuse your code. Okay, so by using the code, by using method, we can reuse your code. Okay, suppose if I created a 1,000 lines of code, okay, so the maintainability, readability is very tough to do that. So what we can do is we can chunk, okay, we can do modularization. So So we can do modularization. So addition for separator, one method. For subtraction, we can create another separation method. Something like we can maintain our code, breaking the complex program into a smaller methods. Okay, so let's do the exercise and we'll come back. Okay, so let's create a one class Java example, Java method example. Okay, so let me create a main method. Then after I will create another method. So now you can see public is our access modifier and void does not return any value and addition. Okay, addition is my method name and so I'm passing a int a comma int b. Okay, int a comma int b. Either we can, this is the one which we saw right now. Okay, so this is a one way of writing the method. Okay, so we can define many flavors. So let me show you that another flavor. So like another type, public void and like sum. Okay, my method name is sum and here you can see system.out.println. Okay, so now the difference, you can see the difference. What is the difference? Different is, what is the different here?
We have
You
defined the
have
parameters.
One with
and
parameters, the other one without parameters.
yes, correct. So here, these are the two methods. Okay, so one method which having two parameters. Okay, and another method there is no parameter. Okay, parameters are optional. It depends upon your requirement whether you want to require a parameter or not. You can decide. It is optional, right? So parameters are optional to the method. It depends upon your requirement. You may provide a parameter and parameter type. Okay, so you may provide parameter and parameter type as well. So that is the one flavor, one change. And next thing, and while writing our method, right? Method name. Okay, we need to follow some naming convention. Okay, method names typically a single word should be that should be a verb. Okay, and it should be a lowercase. Okay, some addition. So that kind of meaningful verb you have to provide. Okay, so while giving the name, while writing your method name, typically it should be a single word. It should be a verb and starting with a lowercase. Suppose if you have multiple words in the uh, method, suppose public void, okay, public int. So public int and sum of two number. Okay, sum of two number, sum of two number. Okay, so here, but I told you that if you have many words also, the first word, right? The first word should be lowercase. Okay, rest of if you have any multiple words, you have to make it first letter should be capital. Sum of, okay, two, T is a capital, N is a capital. So that is the way you have to maintain your method declaration. Okay, those should be noun or adjective, something like. Okay, so that is a second point. So then here we can declare, as I told you, right? Here we can int. Okay, without any, yeah. So now there is a one change here. Okay, so let me add int here. Yeah. Now let me see that and the differences of three methods. Okay, so the first method, no parameters, and it is void. Second parameter, also the return type is void and it has two parameters. Okay, so these are the same void and void. But here you can see there is a new method which we declare right now, and the method name is sum of two number, which accept one parameter and also return type has int. Okay, return type is int. So now you can parameterize all primitives. Okay, all primitive data types. Okay, all primitive data type, which means so I can declare a method name followed by all, like it can be int. So let me create a public, okay, int sum of, okay, sum is a method, for example. So now here I can declare a int, you can boolean, okay, and also you can create a byte, okay, and log. So which means you can type any type of data type can be written. So that's what I want to explain. Okay. So whenever you have a except wide, okay, one more observation. If it is a wide, okay, so there is a no return statement. Okay, no return statement. No return statement. Suppose if it is a not yeah, except wide. So other than this any data type, you have to provide a return type of the method. So that is the case. It is throwing as an error here. You see that error message in the 14th line, and this class has a red color, right? And you can mouse over that missing a return statement, and the giving the option add return statement. Okay, add statement. So you are returning some value. Okay, so that is the next one. And what is the return type? Anybody, any idea about that?
Where
So now, yeah, yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah. So now let me tell you one more point here. So this is a method signature. So let me show you that the highlighting things. So this we called as a method signature. Okay, this line method signature, and method signature will contain access modifier, return type, method name, and the parameters. Okay, and the parameters, and then after it is a method body and three type of methods, right? So now, so this section, so to continue the previous one, right? So this is the area, or this is the area we call as a method signature. What happened? Okay, sorry for that. Yeah. So this is the area we call as a method signature. Okay. So please remember that all the highlighters because it is very needed. So this is the area we can call as a method signature, and this is a method body. Okay. And as I told you, like we have a like a return type, we must add a return keyword along with the data type. So this particular method is a void, so there is a no return value, but this method is contain a return type as a int. And also we have a return type statement or return type line, and also this particular variable must be same type. So which means suppose your method is declared as an int, but if you pass this a equal to, okay, suppose the a value is contained float or double, so then it will throw the error. Okay, so let me check this one as well. So now I will return some floating point value. You see that it is throwing the error. Required type is int, and which you provided a float type. I will not accept. Okay, so that is the case. Now what we need to do, whether your data type is a float, you have to change this method return type to float. Okay, so that is the main thing. Okay, and so next one is method body. We will write a method logic. So as you know, right, sum of two number, we can provide the actual functional behavior. Okay, we can provide the method definition and parameters, right? Coming to the method parameters, so these are the parameters, and if we have multiple, so we can separate by using comma separator, and enclosing with this, we call as a like within the parenthesis we can declare, and we can call as a placeholder. Okay, these are the placeholders, which means a local variable. So whenever actual value will pass, it will this local variable will store. Okay, suppose when I call this method, so that time, so actual value will be stored in the placeholder type. Okay, so let me revert the int, and we can do some kind of exercise. So this is about a detail of method and method kind of thing. Okay, so let's write few more methods. Okay, so let's and we'll talk about the specific return type now. Okay, so now we have created three methods which can have some different types, which have no parameter, and void is a return type, does not return any value. And the second method is an addition method, and we can it is does not return any value because it is the void and it has the two parameters, and we can make this private also. So we can change this to private because private method, in the sense private method, the accessibility within this particular method only. Okay, outside of the method, in the sense, suppose if I want to use this method from the other class, like operator class, for example, so I cannot call this method because this method scope is here only. So, but I can call the sixth line like sum of the method name is sum, and the 12th line like sum of two number method, because which are declared as a public. So outside of the member, outside of the class, we can access it. Okay, so that is the one rule we can say. And now, so this is a method, which is what is this a main method. So this main method is also one method, and as I discussed, right, what is the main method? Main method is a predefined method. Okay, it is a predefined method to start your Java execution. So whenever you want to run your Java program, so without main, the JVM will not start execution. So, but these are the user-defined methods. Okay, so this is a main method is a predefined method, and other method which are declared within the class. Okay, and one more rule. So within the class only we can declare the methods within the class. Okay, so user defined class, custom class, we can say. Okay, so that is the one. And these are the next point is like these are the instance methods. Okay, so there are a few type of methods we have, like instance method. Let me check which I added. Yeah, yes. So there are method types. So predefined methods. Okay, predefined methods are which is already defined by the Java guys, and the library methods. So which is like a main method, right? Built-in method, and user defined methods, right? So which programmer can decide the customize based on the user requirement. And in that there are three categories. Okay, one is a instance method. Okay, so please remember, one is a instance method, static method, and there is a abstract method. Okay, okay, so I'll go detail in the abstract later point of time, but I will explain instance method and static method today's session. Okay, so what is the instance method? So instance methods, okay, with respect to the object level, we can call it the object name or object level. Okay, so I will explain that also. So access the instant data by using the object name. Okay, whenever you want to call this particular method, by using object only we can call, and you can declare this is a within the class, not outside of the class. Okay, and static methods. Okay, yesterday we got a static keyword, right? So static variable only the class level. Similarly, it is also static data member can hold, class level data member can hold, and it is also inside the class, and which having a extra keyword called static. Okay, that's all. So how do we identify the instance method and static method? Instance method is a normal method, which does not contain a static keyword before the method declaration or method signature. Okay, and if the static method has a static keyword in the method signature. Okay, so that is the difference. So let me create a one static method, uh, public static, okay, and void, and like a test method. So this test method is a static method. Okay, so now you can see that it is a static method. It is a static method. How do we know that? So before it, within the method signature, we have a static keyword. That's all. So these are the instance method. How do I know? There is a no static keyword. If the method having a method signature level, so that's the reason I told you. Method signature, this is the method signature, which contain static keyword, then it is a static method. And these all the methods does not contain a static keyword, then we can call it a instance methods. Instance methods. It is a static method. Okay, yes. So now, and you see, for there is a one more catch here, or one more very important point, and as a definition, object to type and class type, right? So now, so we want to call this method, right? So we want to call, where we can call this method within the main method only, right? Within the main method we can call. So now to do that, so I want to call a static method. Sorry, instance method. So I want to call the instance method. So it required a object. Okay. So we need to create a object. Okay. So create a object. Then by using the reference, you can call it. Okay. That is a one point. And coming to the static. So static method, for calling a static method, it does not require a object, because so main is also a static method, and this is also static method. You can call either by using class name, or you can call directly. So that is a second important point. Okay, let me do that first, then we can uh, see that. So create a object. So what is that my class name? So my class name is Java method example, JEME. So shortcut I am giving, and new is a keyword for creating an object. Okay, and you can see that the system. Okay, you can directly call evm dot object reference dot sum. Sum is a method. Okay, which is a instance method. Sum is a method, it is a instance. Addition is a method, instance method, and which is a private, and the name is addition, which accept two parameters. Okay, sum is a sum of two numbers also is a method. You can call any one of them. Okay, let me call some method first. Okay, we can add it is a instance method, and without parameter, without parameter, without parameter, no, and no return type, no return type, and method, yeah, and it is public, and it is public. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so now this will be printed in the console. So let me run this code, and we can start explaining the next things. So now that an object is created and the method is get called, then we come to know the whatever the method is executed. So now from we are calling the method which are taking the help of object reference. Okay, from which type of method we need to take any instance method. Okay, any instance method you have to create a object. By using this object reference variable, you have to call a method. Okay, here is we are calling the method, actual method. So here, just we declare a method declaration. Okay, method is declared. Okay,
Can we use the same
declare.
object reference to call the different methods? Say, for example, now in this example, we have called the sum method. So, similarly, can we call addition and sum of two numbers in the same way, or do we need to have a different object reference defined for those methods?
Yes, yeah. So first of all, the first thing is like we can take the help of same object reference. We can call all three of them. Okay, so that is the first thing. So we can call VM e dot method name addition, and you can provide that value. So you have to provide the value because this method is accepting some value. So those are integer type. So this is the way you can call it. Yeah, we can call it. No problem. And so this particular object is okay, one single instance. Okay, this instance which can call all three required methods, something like. Okay, the next thing, yeah. So let me call the next one. Okay, what is the next one? AVM dot addition of the number. So let me add here logic. Okay, so let me revert this to a void, and we can add the logic for addition. So here it is a instance method. It is a instance method. Okay. So then after I'm declaring a local variable. Yesterday we discussed, right? Local variable is sum, and sum equal to, okay, a is my first parameter and b is my second parameter value. So now I want to return. Okay, so it does not return any value. First we'll see this one. So without return type, what is the behavior? What is the use? Also, I'll tell you. Okay. Now you can see that there is a void method. Okay, it does not any return value. Suppose if I want to call this method by passing the values of 10 and 20. So what is the result? And we can print the result as well. So after addition is done and method result is place sum. Okay. So what we have done till now? So just we added a method implementation or method body, and like performing a addition of two values. For that we create a local variable sum, and we use that operators, okay, assignment and plus operator for addition that, and store the value in that, and we are printing the value. That's all. So now after addition, okay, after result, I don't care about this value. So that is the reason my method is void. Please understand this word, which will have some meaningful. So this method which I declared, it does not return any value. Even though we are doing some kind of activity, we are getting the result, but this result will not use for further level. Okay, this result I don't want in my next level. So that is the reason I decided to keep this void. But there is a such kind of requirement. I want to take or carry out this result to another function input. Okay, this function output may required or may want, okay, explicitly you want, then you have to put your method return type. That means after performing a addition operation, what is the result? That result is required. Okay, that result is required. Then we have to say that return of sum. Okay, this is a method declaration. We can do that. Okay, the return type, how we can declare? So whenever we have a method return type, okay, so what is the type? Same type we should return. Okay, and so this is the declaration. But while calling time also, we need to take care about this one. So you are calling from here, right? Addition method. There is no change in the calling, but this method itself is returning some value. Okay, you want that, you have to catch it. Catch in the sense you want to catch in the sense we need to store a local variable. Okay, further usage, this value need to be, the result need to be stored as a result. Okay, I created a one result variable and I catch it. So this is the fulfillment of the method return type and catch. Okay, this method is a having a return as an integer type. Well, this is the declaration is happened, declaration is done, and logic has been implemented, addition of two number, and which is returning a sum of the values which is performed the above action. And we are calling this method, actually we are calling from this method. Okay, by using the object we are calling by passing the actual values a 10 and b 20. I want this result. Okay, because this method itself is returning, so definitely when the method is returning something, you have to catch it by using this assignment. Okay, so then see that I will print this statement here. Okay, so system out, and after calling the method, result output result is, so this is the statement which I added, and this is the local variable file here. So the plus symbol, yes. Okay, so now here there are two print statement. Please follow this one. There are two statement, and here is just a result within the method level. And this is after performing the action of executing this particular actual value. Based on the actual value, it returns the output. Okay, so I'm adding one more additional statement, print statement here. Then you can see that both will be there and the result also same. Okay, so this is a method return, a method level print, result is 30. And after calling the method, and also I catch the value. Okay, it is returning, I catch it. Okay, how to catch? Same type, some local variable, same type, data type. What is the returning? Return type is a int. Then I should take the catch also, catch type variable also int. If it is a float, okay, if it is a float, again here we are need to change the float data type. That is the point. Okay, so now the result is there. Okay, so now see that. So this result, okay, till now you understood, right? Now I am giving a little bit different. Like let me correction this value. Like I want this result. Okay, result, or you can pass a also, no problem. Okay, so there is a one more method I want to add here into total, and already I have some constant value, so something 100 and plus of a. So this is my one of the calculation. Okay, okay. Let me understand the practical so thing for a carry out the result. Okay, this method, one method is return type and carry out to the another method input. So that is the way I'm explaining. So for that I took a one sum of two numbers and I gave one parameter. So this method required one parameter, and inside there some method, some calculation. Total equal to 100 is already defined, and adding the result. So a. So what I will do is, okay. So now I will call this sum of two number by passing the a. So now here one more point I want to tell you. Here I declare a placeholder a, and here my placeholder result, because I will pass this one. So don't confuse. What is the name can be anything, but the value will be stored. The 30 will be go that. Okay. So let me write a object. So what is the object? VME dot sum of two number. I'm passing one number. So one number is self inside the method, and I'll pass that 10. Okay, I can pass the 10. Okay, and I can also pass my result of previous method call. Okay, because it takes an integer, so I can pass 100 also. 1000 also. But I want one method in output to another method in. There is a kind of carry out data from transaction, one transaction to another transaction. So that is the way the link will happen for return type. So I carry out to this result to the next method input as a parameter, as the actual value. So now you can see little confused people here. So here I gave the result, but here I declare a variable. Don't bother about the name of the variables. Don't bother at the name of the variables. The type is the matter here. Int type. What is the variable? Real result. Result is int type. Both the type is same. Okay, so that is the one. Suppose if I type here, I can change to float. Okay, so let me change to float. Yeah. So now you can see here also you can get the error. Okay, so that is the case. So let me run this one and we can print the value system.out.println. First of all, we can print that what is the a value. Okay, then we can print the sum. First print the a value. A value is a, and the total value total value is, yeah. So now let's run this one and we come to know the result. Yeah, now you can see that. So let's review the result by reading the code one by one. So let me set that a screen fit for that. Okay, so okay. So let's first thing is this one, right? So as we know, what is the result after calling the result? So we already saw that, right? So 30. Now you see that once we call this result method, sum of two number method, which accept a one parameter, we pass as a result, and result holds 30, and it went to the placeholder place, and it is store the 30 because the result holding 30, same value will be stored in the placeholder of local variable to that parameter. A is the 30, so a value is 30. You can see the a value is 30. So then after done the all that 100 plus 30, so it is a 130. So result is 130. Okay. So this is the very important, guys. So how to, or the return type, how to catch. So this is a catch. How to catch? So catch, generally we can say catch only, but we have a lot of terminology in that. But remember that way, this way, catch the value. Okay, it is returning. Okay, the method is returning something. You have to catch. So, and every method when developing or when you have the method review, so check that the method any return type. So when you are calling time, similarly you have to catch it. So by using same type. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Any questions till now? Yeah. No. Great. So then after, so we can talk about the static method. So you can call static method directly by using the name without any object reference, or you can call by method name also. Sorry, class name. Yesterday I told you, right? Let me give the class name. It is not required actually. Then yeah, directly we can call it. So what is the print statement? Yeah. So you can call directly, or you can call by using class name also. So within the class, it does not require a class name, but outside of the class for static method, we require a class name. Okay. So within the class, in the sense, I'm calling in the Java method example in the main method only. That is the case. It does not require taking the help of class name. because it is a static method. Static method generally when you call outside of the class, which means suppose I want to call operand class, there I must require a class name. Okay, so that is the thing. And next one is what is the let me highlight the points and we'll come back. So there is a one more type. Okay, so let me highlight and write that. Then we can finish the method topic. So this is a instance methods. These are the instance method, and it is a static method. And there is a one more method, abstract method. Okay, so how to declare abstract method in the sense? So abstract method also will follow all the syntax of method signature. Okay, so public static void and the method name. Suppose we can give like a test m2 m2 test m2 is a method, and it also optional parameter. It may have parameter, may not have parameter, but there is a fundamental rule is this abstract method does not contain any method body. Okay, that is the difference. You see this one. So what is the difference? All methods signature. So how it is an instance method? It has a public void method name. Okay, it is there, and so it has a like return type. Okay, you can declare return type, no problem, and you can also declare a static. Yeah, yes, you can also declare a static keyword. But these two methods are having a method body. Okay, what is the two method? One instance method having a method body must, and static method also having a method body is must. But there is a abstract method. Okay, this is a abstract method which we call as abstract method, and this method does not have any method body, just end with semicolon only. Okay, just you declare, that's it. So what does mean is, so basically we have to provide this implementation. So generally we want to develop some logic, but we don't know the logic. But later point of time we can add some logic. So that time sometime we can declare a abstract methods. Okay, so there is a specific conditions. I'll gonna talk on the later point of time. Interface and abstract topics. There I'll cover this method. But as of now, you can remember abstract method does not contain any body. That's all. Okay, so I think we are done with this method examples. Yeah, so abstract method means you have to implement later point of time. So, so let's go to the constructor. So what is a constructor? Why we use a constructor? This is a very, very important topic. Very, very confusing topic as well. Okay. Yeah. Let's discuss. So basically, in constructor in Java, basically we use for initializations. Basically, initializing some variables or method, whatever the things. So for that we can use it. Okay, constructor is a you can see here first. Okay, then we can go the definition. So very small box I took, but it is very, very meaningful. Okay, so you see that public as access modifier and class keyword, Java keyword. Okay, and followed by class name. My class name is my class name. Okay, and the flower bracket starts and ends. This is a class scope. This is a class scope, and class is having methods already we discussed. Now it is a constructor topic. Okay, so now you see that this particular thing is look like a method, but it is not a method. So, but it is a look like a method, right? Then we can say that it is a special method. Constructor is a kind of special method, because method also having a method name and brackets. Okay, and we can also declare a public access modifier, private access modifier, except return type. So it does not have a return type. Okay, So it does not, constructor does not have a return type, but it is look like a method. Okay. So there is a one more important point, and method name can be anything. It can be a method name. Okay. So which we discussed, right? Method name can be anything, verb or noun. But here, in constructor point of view, method name must be same as a class name. So whatever your class name you gave, so that is your constructor name. Okay, that is your constructor name. So now you can understand everywhere, anywhere you can see the code. Okay, how do you find the constructor in class, whether it has or not? So you can look for the class name and same capital letter. See, I told you right, method always start with the lower case, and if you have multiple words, that second level word of first character would be capital. That is the way you can remember, or you can and also find a method having a return type. But coming to the constructor, constructor is a class name. Class name start with the capital. So class name must be capital. So then it is a constructor. Okay. Because why we say that look like a method, a special method is constructor also required a parameters. So it is similar, and also my constructor has some kind of a scope, and constructor has some kind of method body. So that is the case. But the differences are like it even does not have a wide. Okay, which means it does not return anything. So constructor does not have a void while declaring, and because it does not return any value, because it is a special method which can initialize your state of the object, or which can initialize it member of the class. Okay, so let me do that one by one. We can explain. Okay, so I think you hope clear, right? So let's create a one class and we'll come back. Constructor example. So let me create a constructor example. So now this is my class, right? What is the class name? Class name is a constructor example, and it is a public class followed by a keyword called class keyword followed by name, and there is a open parenthesis and close parenthesis. The class scope is this is the area as class. Okay, within the class, so we can declare a constructor. So how to declare a constructor? So we take the class name and write it. So this is a constructor. That's all. Okay, this is a one of the constructor. So it is look like a method, but it is not a method, right? Okay, it is look like a method. It is not a method. Okay. So let me. It is a constructor. Let me tell you the constructor or different way we can declare. So and also we can declare a. It is a default constructor. Nothing is there. Okay. Similarly, we can declare a public constructor. Okay, public constructor, and which has having some parameter. Okay, constructor also look like a method. Now we can compare. Okay, which is similar like method. Okay, but there is another. It has some parameter. It has name. Okay, it has access modifier. But the thing is, there is a no return type. There is a no void at all. And also, what is the class name? Same name should be there. Okay, so by the way, you can identify the your constructor in the class. Okay, yes. So we have a two type of constructor. One is default constructor, and another one is parameterized constructor. So you can default constructor. You no need to declare automatically. This JVM will provide. So which means if you declare explicitly, nothing to worry. Okay, but by default, Java JVM, when you create an object, right? How to create an object? So let me create the object, and here we are using the concept called constructor. So now, as of now, I told you that class name and object reference. and equal to is a new keyword. So this equal to new keyword for creating a object, and so here is a continue to that. Yeah. So earlier we used to see, we used to tell, like we used to say that here is a class name, right? So class name. So this is a syntax. So in the first two sessions, I gave the syntax for creating an object. Okay. So now from here, I won't say that it is a class name. Creating an object, right? Creating an object. Yeah. So from this class, so we the signature will be changed, or like we need to say the class name and obj reference. Okay. And new is a keyword. Now here it is a constructor. Okay, it is a constructor. So constructor in the sense class name. That's the reason I told you. But this particular everything, right? This part is look like here. Okay, let me you see that now. So by seeing the definition, you come to know. So what is the class name? Construct. Yeah, I'll take from here class name. Okay, and obj reference. Yes, C. Okay. Yeah, C equal to. Now I'll take the constructor. So this is my constructor. So I want to create an object by using the constructor. Okay. So by using this constructor. Here we are missing one thing, a new keyword. New keyword. This new keyword which will create an object, heap memory in the GVM. So let me go into depth. First, let me understand the basic thing. Okay. So this is the way we can create. Okay. Class name followed by reference, object reference, new is a keyword, and class constructor. Class constructor, because constructor is look like a method, but it is not a method. It is a special method. Constructor does not have any return type, but constructor can have parameterization, can have parameters. Constructor can declare a public. Okay, so that is the way. Yeah. Now let me create a one more construct, one more object. So this is a one object by using default constructor. Okay, I have another object I can create, right? So by using that class name and ec1 and equal to new another object, another constructor which has some parameter. So because you see the let me highlight and explain, then you can get clarified. So this is a one constructor which does not have any parameter. Okay, no parameter constructor. So that is the reason we created our object with the no parameter. So there is we are not passing at all anything. So there is a second parameter which has a one parameter which contain int a. So that is the reason while creation time we need to initialize this value. So I want some data to be initialized while executing my class. So this 10 which may not use my next level of class. Okay, there is a business logic. When I want to create an object, that time I want to assign some value to across the execution. So that is the thing we can use that. Okay, yeah. So I think clear, right? So let me move on to the next one. If anything missing, let me check that. Rules for that, rules for creating constructor, yeah, must be same class name, return no explicitly, nothing. Yeah, we are done. So now after understanding this basic thing, we can jump on to real time, real program. Okay. So then we come to know why we use a constructor, what is the object and everything, right? So this is like understanding of, that is the case I took the example name like non-realistic. So we can go with the realistic real thing we can come to know. So let me clear that and we can do some, what are the things we learn? I'll kept all those things. So let me put it here for example. So now I will add till now what we learn. So I'll add another topic in the class. Okay. So local variable. Okay. Local variable, local data type, instance variable, instance data type. Okay. And static method, instance method, and constructor. So let me create a one real-time example. So let me create a employee class. Okay. Employee. Okay, I'm creating an employee class. So employee is a real world object. I'm creating an employee class. So it is an object I'm telling, right? So what are the properties object has? So general, our first session, what are the properties employee have? Employee having a name, salary, and department, and age, phone number, and address. So these are the parameters. Okay, so these are the parameters. So now I want to declare this parameter by using the data types. So as we know, right, we learn the data types. So some can be like instant data type, static data types, whatever. It depends upon your choice. Okay, I'm creating a instant data type. Int. What shall I give the int is the name? Is that fit, right? Int is
No,
a name. Yes. So int is a sequence of characters for any employee. So we need to provide a string data type. Okay, string data type. And next thing is what is the next one? Salary. Salary is it may be like float. Okay, so I can declare a float. So the float salary like some value, something. Yeah. Okay, and next is department. Department also a string. Okay, department name, some IT. So then only we'll get this kind of salary, right? Yes, IT. Next. So what is the next one? Phone number. So phone number. So phone number. What is the type? Integer type. We are missing the type and declaring. And I can say that address is a string. Address is Address is HYD. I can get address. It is a string type. So what is the difference did you observe here? Anybody? Can you see this area and explain me the differences? I want the response because this topic will not be understood. Please.
few
Type
variables
it.
are initialized, a few variables they haven't initialized. We have just declared
Correct.
it.
Yes.
And
That is the
based on the behavior, we have defined the right data type.
right. Okay. So good catch. Yes, that is the one. So if you know this one, then why constructor you can able to understand the constructor, why we require a constructor. So here, intentionally, not intentionally, it is a kind of requirement. So some of the variables are not initialized. So name is not initialized, and the float salary is initialized, and department is initialized. Okay, so department also initialized, and also we can say that department can be a static. So just I'm adding all the topics here. Please carefully listen it. Static in the sense every employee. Okay, every employee with respect to sorry. So many employee can associate to the department, not only single employee. Single employee will not be as IT. Okay, a collection of many people will belongs to the IT department, not a single person. So that is the reason I don't want to create every instance level, every object level as a IT as department. So I kept as a static one-time initialization. Okay, and this is the my basic salary, and I'll mark as a final. Okay, so this is a final. We are for IT department. This is the basic salary which we can give. So that is a kind of thing. Final Static final also you can provide it, no problem. Okay, static final. So now you got the one more addition added in this point. So we have some kind of variables are declared, some kind of variables are not declared, and we have some kind of instance variables and static variable and instance variable. Name is a instance variable, phone number and address also instance variable. There are two other, salary and departments are static variables. Yes. Now let's create a create a method. Okay, so let me create a method public void print the employee details. Okay, print employee emp details. This is my method and I want to print the data. So let me write the system out. Okay, and here name. Okay, emp name, that way we can understand. Yeah, emp name and colon and plus. Okay, so just a second. Yeah, so similarly I'll add all those variables and I will explain. So let me add all those things. Emp employee, emp name, emp salary, emp department, emp phone number, emp, and let me copy the salary here and here, and the department copy here as well as here, and phone number also it will be here, address. Okay, so now I created a one method. Okay, that is the instance method, and which will print the employee data. That's all. Okay, so we covered instance variable, static variable, and method. Now we will add a main method as well. Okay, so listen carefully. So we are adding a main method and we are creating a object of the employee class. Now I'm creating a one employee object emp, okay, one, and equal to new emp. Okay, and it accepted. Okay, but you can see that in the method declaration. Okay, in the method declaration, where is a constructor? There is a no constructor. Okay, so Java by default, a default constructor will be there. Automatically JVM will includes. Okay, so if you explicitly define in the sense, that should be okay, or you can define a parameterized constructor, something like. Okay, so now I want to explicitly define my this particular. Let me clear. I want to declare a constructor here. So what is the way we can declare? So public, okay, void employee is a constructor. No, it is not a constructor. It is a method again.
It has a void.
Yes. Please remember. So this is a constructor. Does not have it void, except void look like a method. So and also class name employee and your constructor name also employee. And now here I am going to initialize. Okay, my values name is equal to, okay, so Nagesh, and I'll also define my phone number is equal to like something few. Okay, and so these are the two things only. That's all. Address already defined, right? Yeah. So now let's run and print this statement. Then you come to know what is the result. So we'll review the code and then we can execute. Okay. So now let me check the code and draw one kind of diagram, then you can understand. Yeah. Now, what are the things we developed or designed till now. You can see this is a class. Okay, it is a class. So within that, so this is a constructor. Okay, so the newly added thing is constructor. Okay, constructor, and already we discussed this one. This is a method, and the above which we declared variables. Okay, variables, and having instance variables and static variables. That's all we till now we learn. And one more thing, main method. It is a predefined method, main method. So this is about Java class. To fulfill that real-time object, I'm telling the first day one. Okay, so this is a fulfill of class. Any class, okay, you can go any coding language, anything in Java. This is the way, and this is the place, this is the area, the first section. Okay, most of the time we used to declare variables only in this section. And the second section, constructor. Third section, methods and main method. Okay, in the method also we can have a two kind of instance method, and as we discussed, instance static and abstract methods. There could be, you can declare abstracted, abstract. Yeah, that's all we till now we learned, right? Yeah. Now, so let's print that, and we can see the real-time behaviors, and we can try to understand the constructor of usage and the mechanism, right? So let me take a screenshot if you want, because it is very, very useful. You can take a screenshot. Okay, so let me clear that. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I run this one, which method I want to run? I want to run emp1 dot printed employee detail. Okay. So now, what is the result which we can see? The output is employee name Nagesh, and the salary is 1250, floating number, department is IT, phone number is 458526. Yeah, so see that all the data which there, and all those things are came here. Okay, here there are two values we have initialized. Okay, so which means let me draw and carefully, let me clear this one. Now, yeah, I'm keep on drawing this eclipse, but yeah, let's see how to minimize this code. We need this one. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Let me bring out here. Show module wise dark pink to left. Okay. Let me see. Okay. We don't waste time. So let's see that. If I create this object, okay. So let me, where is the draw? Yeah. So whenever I'm on the day one, I'm telling, right. So whenever you create, you run this program. Yeah. When the main program is look for this object creation, when it founds, okay. So this object will be created. Eclipse will be created. It is a, we call as a heap memory, Java heap memory. Okay. JVM will create and assign that value emp1, because now this means this constructor is get called. Constructor is called. So when the constructor is called, what is the objective of constructor is constructor which can initialize the values. Not only inside the values, all instance variables. Okay, all
Belongs to
instance
class, right?
variables. Yes, all instant and static variable, all the values will be initialized. Okay, so now let me do that here. So what is the name? Here, name will come as a Nagesh. Okay, and what is the salary? Salary is like 12501445.25.f. Okay, and also department, it is IT, and also the next one is a phone number. Phone number is defined in that 4585 and 22866. Please listen carefully. This is a very critical point, and people will confuse here only because after that I will create a multiple objects. That time you will not understand. Okay. So all that variable which belongs to that employee are to be initialized. Okay. So how many we have done till now? So let me see that name. Okay, name is there. Name is Nagesh. Where it is installed while calling of constructor level. And salary is already defined. Then automatically it will be come. Okay, and department also it is already defined. So it comes. Next, phone number. So phone number is not assigned, but let's check that in that constructor there. Okay, it is initialized. Okay, so then it will come this value here, and address is already defined. So this is the one. So after that, then only so you can able to access all those values. So constructor will initialize all the objects, right? Clear? Now the constructor is initialize only the Nagesh data only. This particular employee object we can call as a Nagesh employee object. Okay, this constructor we call as a Nagesh object employee object. So Nagesh has a name, Nagesh has a salary, Nagesh belongs to department, Nagesh has a phone number, Nagesh belongs to Hyderabad. But in real time, only one Nagesh in IT? No, right? Many Nageshes, many other names, other objects. But I want the same references. Every employee can have name, department, salary, phone number, address. But whenever I joined IT department, I want to create as one object. Name, salary is same, department is same, phone number is vary. Okay, let me create a one here. So for theoretically, then we can do that. Okay, I am creating a one more employee object emp2, and I want to create another object and employee two object and employee two, which whenever it create, right, it create a heap memory, and so this emp2 is assigned. Then again Nagesh data will come, but I want this time to Ramesh data. Okay, something like, so I want name as a Ramesh. Okay, I want name as a Ramesh. Okay, salary is same, salary equal to 12500145 something to 5F, and department is IT only, and phone number is different, and address is also belongs to Hyderabad. But here by this seeing this code, okay, by seeing this code, every time we are initializing, okay, every time we are initializing Nagesh object only, because within the constructor level we hard coded a Nagesh name and phone number. So we want to come out. I want to create different type of objects. So to do that, we can parameterize your constructor. So whatever the name, while creation time, I want to pass here. Okay, I want to pass as a Ramesh. Ramesh and his phone number. Okay, I want to pass his phone number, and I want to pass as a Nagesh and the Nagesh phone number. Then remaining is same, right? So 4, 5, 8, 5 something. Okay. So this is the way I want. So to do that, we need to parameterize this constructor, and we can create a number of object runtime. Okay. So let me do that. Yeah. How to do? The correction is, so we can change this parameterized constructor and string name, and another parameter is int phone number 4. Okay. And you can provide. Okay. You can provide here Nagesh. Now it is a string format, Nagesh, and phone number is something. Now let's see that result. So you see, even I pass Nagesh while creating an object level, but even though I got a null. Okay. So because here in the constructor level, there is a no assignment, there is a no initialize assignment has been done, but even you pass. That is the case. That is the case. It took default. What is the default name? Default value of this instance variable for string is null. So that is the case we got null. And the number, right? It is a int phone number. What is the default value? 0. So that is the case. So constructor to initialize the values. Okay. Whether those are not initialized in the declaration time, okay, explicitly constructor have ability to initialize. So even we pass this runtime value of the object as a luggage, and I want to assign the here. So how do I assign? So here there is a one, this keyword, this is a keyword to this class level. Okay. So whenever you have a class level variable, class level method, you want to access within the constructor level, you have to use this. This dot name is equal to placeholder name. Okay, placeholder will come from here, actual value. Okay, this variable is referring sixth line of declaration of name of the employee. Okay, so this is the placeholder. While creating time, we are passing the real value and which will be there in the placeholder, and it is assigning. So that is the reason this name is referred to this level, user level, sorry, class level variable, this class level variable, and this is a placeholder which come under runtime. So that is the one. So that is the way we can assign this keyword which can refer for class level variable differentiation and phone number. Now you can see that, now you can see the values of whatever we provided, whatever we gave in the runtime of the constructor level. Yes, now we can see the object. So now let me create it is a employee Nagesh. Okay, so employee Nagesh. So I want to create n number of employees. Okay, let me create a Ramesh. Naresh also fine. Okay. Okay, let me give the Naresh. And here is the Ramesh. And you can call this object by using the references. And here employee name is Ramesh. Okay, so now let me print and see that. But we need to change the phone number. So that is the mistake. We can update the phone number, different phone number. Yeah. So now you can see the result. So there are two objects which we created, and you can see here. Okay, so the first object till now, and second object is this one. So within the one program language, but we are creating a two objects, two employee objects. Okay, one employee belongs to Ramesh, and another object is Ramesh. So these two guys are belongs to IT department. These two guys are as an employee to the one IT company. Okay, they have some different department, different name, different phone numbers. Clear? Yes. Okay, you can create any n number of employees. You can give the name. That is the case. Only this is a business logic. So what are the things we use? So constructor. Okay, constructor which will initialize the values which are not defined. So those will be initialized, and we can create a n number of objects. And let me show you that in the execution debug level also you can see. Yeah, so now it is not run. This line of code is not at all run, and you can see that cannot be final and local variable. Okay, let me next level, and you can see that value of what happened. Yeah, step over. Now you can see. Here you can see this is not a variable. It is giving false result. Yeah. So now you can see here you can also read. You see that there is a employee at the rate 790. So what happened whenever a object is created, object is a non-readable number. So JVM will assign that, and this employee in the class name that will after that at the rate some value it will be vary for each time, and you can see that employee is an array variable and employee object, and it has a name Naresh and phone number, okay, and address. But you didn't observe that there are other variables are where are those? Anybody? Which are those? Let me show you that. These two are
Static variables, you
not.
mean?
So these are the not part of the object. Yeah, let me mouse over again. You will come to know. So here, right, object. So there are only instance. I'm telling you, instance variables, instance methods only carry out in the object level. So even though salary and the department are not part of the object. Okay, so when the object is destroyed, after the execution is done, this class is completed, then object is destroyed. Let's see that. So now it is alive. The object is alive, and which holds the name Naresh, phone number, and Hyderabad. Okay, so after running this one, okay, after executing, still alive. Okay, after completion of this class, I think, yeah. So because and now, yeah, class is done. Now mouse over, nothing is there. It is a normal statement, Java statement. That's all. And yeah, so one more point. So instance level is done, right? So coming to static. Let me draw one more draw. Okay. So let's understand this carefully. So let me draw a instance variable. Here it is a Java heap memory. Okay. So Java heap memory. All objects will be create a Java heap memory and belongs to the object level. And there are a class level memory also there. Okay, class level memory. So yesterday I told you, right, class level memory. Okay, class level memory. Okay, or static memory. So now here name, okay, name and phone number and address. These are the instance variable, and statics is department and salary. So those are not part of the instance. So which means, suppose if I create a one more object, okay, if I create a one more object, so it will come under all three values. If I create another object also, we will get that only name and phone number and address. And here also we can get the name, phone number and address. And only the instance, right? Instance are class level. Okay, when the class is loaded, the values will be assigned. And whenever you print, right, while printing time, right? So while printing time, it is just we are carry out from this memory class. Okay, not from here. Okay, it is not it not take from the here. So just it will take it from. Let me draw properly. Yeah, it will not take from here. So it will take from department from here only. Class level salary also. So that is a variation from the static and instance levels. Okay, static better management for memory management, because so there is a like a logical relationship, right? Every object belongs to one department. Okay, not only one object, right? So that is a kind of relationship. We can share the department. So if I create an IT here, okay, if I make this is a non-static, okay, it is a non-static, then every object level I have to allocate some memory. So here this 3 time IT department is allocated for the for respect to 3 objects level. But it is a common to every object. So why common things will kept as a one memory location? Then they can share data belongs to that particular department, something like. Okay, so that's all about this constructor and things. Okay, so let me check that if anything is left to discuss. Yeah, so let's recap the things. So automatic invocation. So whenever you call, like whenever you create an object by using the Nico word, it will be created. So it is a default constructor and parametric constructor, which we already discussed. Okay. So I hope you clear about this one, right? And also we can saw that different types of constructors. Okay. So that's all pretty much about the constructor.